Hey everybody, thanks again for checking in. I want to go over today a spoof video that I made for Instagram on Halloween, and me and the rest of the staff at Equinox Armonk were dressed up as A League of Their Own, which for those who don't know is a women's baseball movie based in the 1940s and put out in I believe 1992. And because I was dressed up as a woman, I did a spoof video on some stereotypical Instagram fitness model exercises that you can probably search right now and find a ton of. Their exercises being abduction and adduction machines, being a Smith machine squat, and a step down, kick back variation on an assisted pull-up machine. And the reason I chose those was really particular because a big problem with what people like your favorite fitness model might do online is that, is it an exercise that attacks the muscles you're looking for? Yes. But is it an exercise that is the most beneficial for those muscles? No, not always. And is it the one that is going to directly translate to your life on a day-to-day basis? No, not always. Those exercises in particular were ones I wanted to address and want to put out there as a spoof and kind of go after a little bit because, as you can see, they don't have a whole lot of real-life functionality. So when you're talking about the abduction machine, where your legs are starting closed and opening up and starting closed and opening up, you're sitting down and all you're trying to do is get into your glute and fire your glute medius. There's so many better ways of doing that that to sit down and just open close is kind of defeating the purpose of that muscle. That muscle is a big stabilizer in your body. It's the same for the other machine where all you're doing is you're going from closed and you're opening up. And you're going from closed to opening up. And it's funny to think about, but how often during the day do we just sit down and fan our legs back and forth? Not very often. And that stabilizing muscle, that glute medius, and also the inside and outside of your thighs that you really want to feel like you're working as you get into those machines, those muscles are there to keep your knee aligned as you move because your hips are your main movers there. Right? Your quads and your hamstrings do a lot of work for you, but if you can't get those lateral aspects of your leg along with your glute medius, your glutes as a whole, to fire properly as you move, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So just to build those muscles independently of everything else, you're not helping yourself very much. And it's similar with the Smith machine squat. The bar is quite literally holding you in place so that if you have a fallacy in your movement, if you're unstable in some sort, the Smith machine is going to compensate for you so you don't have to do the work anymore. Now, are you using your quads? Yes. Are your hamstrings loading you on the way down? Yes. Are your glutes firing on the way up, assuming that you squeeze them? Yes. But however much weight you can do on that bar with that Smith machine is not doing you the good that it could to lighten the load and either use a dumbbell or a kettlebell or a barbell or just your body weight. Because if you can't properly squat without anything on you and you can't properly squat holding something in front of you, why are you getting on a machine that's going to keep you upright the whole time? Is it just for the burn? Because if it's just for the burn, great. But know that you're going into that exercise not looking for a squat. You're going into that exercise just hoping to get a little bit of burn in those muscles, into those quads, into those glutes. And that's fine if that's all you're looking for. But this is the reason that myself and other people that look into functionality and efficient movement don't love the Smith machine for really anything that involves the movement of the Smith machine going up and down. Those bars on the side stabilize you. In your body, those muscles that we're talking about already, they need to do the work for you. So address that first before trying to squat. Certainly a lot of weight, but before you try to squat. And once you can learn to stabilize, then you don't need the Smith machine anymore. It's not helpful for you. Not to mention that it's a poor loading pattern having the bar drag you down and back a little bit because the bar isn't naturally going with you. You're going with the bar. So now you no longer control gravity's pull. You are getting pulled in the direction of the machine. That isn't great for your spine. That's not great for your functionality. But that aside, you're not gaining anything from that machine that you can't get with just a bodyweight squat or just a lighter load in your squat. And finally, I touched on the pull-up machine with the little kick down, legs going up and down. That's a big one for butt building, and it's kind of silly, to be honest with you. you're using a great machine where you could be doing pull-ups or dips and getting some help there, and you're doing what is essentially a short range of motion step up, right? Um, I'm more okay with this because at least your knee has the ability to become unstable, so you have to stabilize it, but you're holding on to these two little bars, and it kind of looks like rehab if you really look at it. And you could get the same benefit, and you could get more benefit by doing a step up, or a step down, or a lateral step up, or climbing stairs, and thinking about squeezing your glutes as you go, right? Again, same concept. We're seeing lack of functionality and lack of stability there when you could be gaining this kind of stability without A, taking up a machine that other people could use for more functional and more beneficial exercises, and B, when you could be giving yourself more by actually using your body and learning to use your body. So I wanted to go over that little spoof video. I thought it was in good humor. I'm not trying to attack anybody. Every exercise has its place. I don't think there's any bad movements, but there's plenty of movements that aren't great for you, or maybe are not the most beneficial, and that's why I wanted to address. So if you're still doing those, I'm not going to look at you weird, but I might give you a heads up on some things that you might be able to do better. All right? I'll address some of those in upcoming videos, but I hope you could take something away from this and this all makes sense. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, shoot them below in the comment section or hit me up on Instagram at JCodeFit. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you guys next time.